call me fuego. 93 like me, fire in the sheets, spending summers on the sea. It's okay though, she know way home. Bev Hill life on the day, oh.
All right, plane is up here for the first game of the day at PCS3 Asia, day number 2.
Yeah.
So we're in game number 5. If you're doing any math at home, that's where we're at. And this plane sucks. To be completely blunt about it, this plane sucks. It is one of the most brutal planes you'll see on Miramar. Right by the water, very eastern heavy, and this looks like we might have a similar circle to what we saw early on yesterday to start.
Yeah, we had a half water circle on the east coast yesterday at game number 1, and actually quite a lot of center circles on Erangel only. That might change up today as we have slightly slanted flight path. So not too many teams are going to be happy, especially teams like MCG and also Africa, who's looking to go a little bit further after reaching for those vehicles. Circle.
So I think when I look at this map, the first thing that comes to my mind is infantry. Are they going to be able to defend this push that I see Pero just about to make? I'm sure we're about to watch it.
Oh, yes.
This is a huge moment for infantry right now and Pero. Both of these teams towards the bottom of the leaderboard coming into today, and there's only 2 here for infantry right now. Pero on the 4-man push, so they are full up and running. But these houses very hard to push, but bullying down early already from Mamu. Zhao Yang trying to hold up in the house, and he's going to have his work cut out for him, and it is going to be infantry sending the reinforcements. These 2 teams are just going to duke it out, but it might be too little too late. He flies out in front, gets one. That's going to be an instant down, but Longsker going to pay the price. Zhao Yang has been knocked as well. 9 very hurt, and that is almost all of infantry down.
And infantry thought they had a lot of chance the moment they had the vehicles into the house. When they got the reinforcement, that was the timing to strike. But Pero just reacting so well to that attack. And also somewhat of Genji's help actually, lining down some sights into this compound, getting to pick up one more. And will they be the first team to go down, or is it Pero?
Well, VLG full scented at Genji up on the western edge of all of this, but we're staying on this fight for right now. 9 comes through, does pick up that point for their team. So it's XDD versus 9, Pero 1v1 going on right now, and this battle doesn't really seem like it's going to benefit either of these teams. It's probably going to benefit whoever wants to come in and take the center of this crater later. Meanwhile, VLG and Genji have been really duking it out. It looks like right now Genji has a slight advantage in that fight, but we'll see if that one catches our eye as infantry's 9 thinks somebody's still up there. In fact, nobody home for that volley, and XDD tricks him a bit.
Infantry!
They're gone again.
No!
Early exit, and VLG making another early exit themselves. It's going to be Machao from Detonation Gaming White that takes them down, and already here in phase number 3, 2 teams out. Meanwhile, Entes has weathered their storm. They are still 4 up in the center of that circle, so a good push. Under was knocked, but he was able to be revived as well. And like you mentioned, there's a lot of teams fighting around the edges, and that's buying Entes some time. This circle, very nice to them as well. The center circle rotations, these phase 4 rotations for Entes are so on point.
Yeah, Entes circle 3, circle 4 rotation right into that center, and not really losing too many. Those are some great rotation that we don't really see coming out from too many different teams. And Hanxia, eventually goes down. Rurana just comes out from the side and takes the last shot, last HP away from him. Dengche, the only one left from Africa Freaks. Can they actually manage to get out? He can't go for the res at all. He just has to run into K7.
Yeah, and you can see here, TIANBA is still hungry. They are still trying to see if they can finish Africa Freaks off, because they know that there are other teams out there that might steal those points. They don't want to try to avoid letting that happen. Now XDD finally has a team that has made their way into the U-shaped compound. It's going to be Detonation Gaming White to take this spot and try and bop him out of this position and this round. Now Lin Shun raining it down. Gets a few taps in, but it isn't a knock for him as TIANBA still is bearing down on this fight between K7 and Dengche.
Yeah, they have some room and also a small hill to go into that crater side against a lot of the other teams, but K7, they still have 2 members left. And when Savior does go down, the second member might actually, no, right before that, Dengche is the first one to go out, and Africa Freaks and 14th.
Yeah, Dangche tried to get himself up forward far enough that he was out of the sight lines of TIANBA, doesn't get it done. He does end up picking that kill anyway, though, because M200 finishes off Buyo with a frag. Now over to Genji under some pressure, and it is going to be the Sun Sisters and Griffin. Mean Sung and Two Heart coming in, get 2 early knocks. Two Heart's gonna get PO down as well. It is just Aqua 5 left up for Genji. Everybody else is bleeding out rather quickly. That grenade right underneath the vehicle, right on his feet. That's gonna be it. Aqua 5.
Genji's gone
Down. Griffin doing the hard work there with a little help from the Sun Sisters.
That looked a little too easy on Genji, who has been keeping that position for a long time. And that shouldn't really happen when you're keeping that position for that much of a time with that much information.
I think they just got overwhelmed. I think there was just too many players around them and it just got too hectic. They weren't able to kind of maintain a focus. Meanwhile, Griffin just decided to just full-on send it at Genji. They end up getting wiped in the process for all their hard work. Now it's going to be GX trying to make a late rotation to come into this, but OPGG has the side of the hill and a great angle to throw some throwables in there. Let's see if they can reach them. They're coming up just a bit short, but Leo is out in the blue and knocked. Yen Lee and CC coming up forward. Now Sun Sisters on top of them as well, making it rain, but Sun Sisters is actually going to lose that duel.
Yeah, 4AM also pressured from that northern side, and I think they want to push a little bit more into GEX or even into OPGG as the circle that they do have to go down from that hill. Now it's going to be an easy kill pickup from Entus, and a lot of those points will also go towards Destination Gaming White.
Yeah, this is Detonation Gaming's White to farm the teams that have to come in off the hillsides. It's going to be a little harder for Entus. They're a little more exposed, but definitely for Detonation Gaming White. This is a round where you could pick up a lot of points, and you absolutely should. Now, Evil Lee, once again, with an AWM for MCG. They're making a late rotation from the north. They're going to have to butt heads with New Happy, but Zhao K already knocked. Like Non trying to go for the res, doesn't like it. Feels like he has to reposition because there are a lot of throwables coming up and over.
4AM, New Happy, MCG, TIANBA, all the Chinese teams on this northern hill trying to contest for the best spot to go into the next circle. And New Happy might actually be right in the middle. They're finding some spots, and 4AM not really challenging them directly, knowing that MCG is right on top of them too.
Yeah, MCG is really taking their time. They have quite a bit with the way that these circles work. They're a little longer at this phase in the game. So Tank is trying to do everything he can to get some knocks and other things. Like Don takes a bunch of damage, has to prone right away. You can see Ling is trying to come around, finds a great reposition there as he knows he's prone. It's a lot harder to turn when you are prone. Like now,
yes,
down, out, and easy.
Yeah, Ling doing a great position to strike in. He's going to push a little bit more as Tank is going from the side. That's another knock into New Happy. He's losing their control, and Ming does fire back, but not enough. Tank is going to wipe out the rest of the squad, and New Happy finally not really keeping that position, just like Genji right in the middle.
Yeah, so we're seeing good everything from MCG so far this tournament. Good rotations, good fighting, everything looking quite good. They still are outside of the next circle, and I don't know how easy it is for them to be able to get into it because there are two teams that can kind of, again, watch these lips. So every team that's outside of this crater is just really kind of cursing themselves because it is really hard to come down these hills. There isn't a ton of cover, a few things here and there, but again, it's Miramar, so the hard cover isn't always available. Now, Detonation Gaming White, again, they should be racking up a lot of points. I haven't seen them too much in the kill feed.
Yeah, the best position for 4AM would actually be using the vehicle staying right here in the circle, but they are actually being targeted by OPGG. That's one target they might have to take care. And TIANBA just going for the challenge against MCG. They basically will be torn apart because it took so much time for them to actually take down the team of New Happy.
It's pretty amazing that a lot of these teams still have vehicles to use to make their rotations. That's making it a lot easier for them to get down these hills. It makes it a lot safer, and it kind of explains why it's been harder for Entus and Detonation Gaming White to maybe rack up as many kills as you would probably normally think in a situation like this would happen. But Circle coming up, phase number 7, gonna center right up basically on top of Entus and Detonation Gaming White. TIANBA is in there as well, so 4AM gonna have to fight their way forward.
Yeah, Destination Gaming, I think they have a lot of angles to shoot through, but they're just checking for information, not actively shooting at targets, even if they get some chance. I think the number one target they want to shoot at is Entus. That's why they're saving a lot of bullets against these Chinese teams towards the edge of the circle.
All right, Tanky is not able to do much more. Finally, it's gonna be seized from Detonation Gaming White. puts him on the ground forever. Does get Mings here from TIANBA, so Mings wasn't able to keep himself safe long enough despite all of these wonderful vehicles that TIANBA does have available. Some good shooting from M200, and now Melifo is going to find Lou. Let's see if anybody can steal that out. Entis now all eyes squarely on to TIANBA. They're pretty bunched up. Let's see if they can get anything going. 4 AM as well. And Under with a good grenade finds Crazy 112. 2 down for 4 AM as they are getting pushed in by the circle now.
Yeah, 4 AM even going in near Entis would be amazing. Only if TIANBA gets some knocks like these angles that Lorena's right now looking for getting some damage in, but the vehicles are blocking. That's a great headshot onto Under.
Yep, so Under gonna need to be rezzed. Inigo very, very hurt as well. So the vehicle barricade lasting for now for Entis. Let's see how much longer it can do. They need Sungjang to stay up over in that shack. They need someone on their flanks to keep them alive. But here comes Silky. Looks like he wants to get a grenade. They're all pretty well put together, but that grenade off the mark. So no damage being done to Entis with that one. And Silky still running around. Some smokes cut off the angles from Detonation Gaming White for Silky, as I believe he's the last member of OPGG alive. They weren't able to come down that hill very successfully, of course, but it's really, really difficult.
Yeah, that is correct. And Entis, they want to finish 4 AM as soon as possible, and Forever will go down to the blue damage as they don't exactly know where Silky is from, but they did see that nade. So they do have an idea that someone else is around them, not exactly where.
Yeah, you can see nobody from Entis is really looking over in Silky's direction yet, so they're a little confused. They're getting shot at a lot by TIANBA, so
yes.
Again, that's where their attention is focused. Generally, the bullets are going to, create that attention.
I don't think they know. I think that they thought that nade was from 4 AM. And
it's possible they never...
Silky might just strike on their back immediately and then bring them down from a chicken winning position.
Yeah, it's hard if there's all that stuff going on to hear the direction from where it's bouncing from. You can kind of get a decent direction of where the grenade came from by the bounces. Actually, some players can actually hear that well. Detonation Gaming White, in the meantime, is going to have to push a little bit further forward, but they're able to keep all of their vehicles relatively safe, and that's going to be potentially a really big deal here at the end of a game. If you can have vehicles alive at the end of Miramar, that's a really big advantage because, again, there isn't a lot of hard cover on Miramar compared to some of the other maps.
Ooh, quite an early push by Detonation Gaming here. White pushing into that small hill against Entis. I don't think they would just let that easily go because they will come for the push. They know TIANBA, they cannot come down any time soon enough because they don't have that many vehicles.
Yeah, this is a weird situation for Detonation Gaming White. They had that compound for a long time, but this circle has kept TIANBA's hill position in, so they have to go for this other side. They can't really cut across. There's just too much open space, so they have to go to the side, work on these hills, and get into Entis's grill. And Silky as well, still alive and still hiding. Now, Kale up and over, doing some good damage, but Gokuri actually knocks Machao there, so a bit of a mistake there from Detonation White coming out under pressure.
But still, TIANBA, whenever they go on top of these... Oh, Silky actually takes Indigo down from the side. Entis, they had no idea he was right there. This is the perfect time for Silky to pick up those sweet few points. But TIANBA is also on top, so he can't really extend too far.
Yeah, Silky doesn't have any more throwables in the bag. No frags, no mollies, so he's not able to take advantage of it. Lurena's going to be the one to find him. He almost... It really wrecks Entis's round. He makes a ton of damage into them, but it isn't enough to get... Oh, there's a good grenade from Gokuri. That's going to put a lot of hurt into Entis. Under, only hanging on by a sliver of health. Detonation Gaming White should pop up over this hill and finish the job, but there is some crossfire coming from TIANBA. It's going to be actually TIANBA that's going to wipe Entis out, and now it is 4 members of Detonation Gaming White against 3 of TIANBA.
And Detonation Gaming White, they have some room, but TIANBA, M200 already pushed right towards their face. This is going to be big. Oh, that thing! It's huge! Detonation Gaming White, they almost had the chicken, but not anymore. TIANBA pushing all the way into White.
Oh, it's going to take a miracle now. Only 1 member standing. Just Gokuri for Detonation Gaming White. The smoke wall is down, but the rest of his team is basically out. More throwables coming in. A good grenade does some damage. It gets a knock on M200. Lin Shun comes up and over, but it's going to be M200 and TIANBA that are going to finish the job.
TIANBA again for the first game in Miramar, getting that chicken dinner. Woo! What a start for them again, but they have been cursed yesterday after getting that chicken dinner, so we'll take a look how well they do in match 6, 7, and 8. That's going to happen today. But what a big chicken dinner with how many kills? I couldn't even see the kill count, but over 13 for sure.
It's really fascinating to watch them move. They're so good at just making the other teams be forced into bad position. You saw it early on with the Afrika and K7 where they just